You know how it is where someone tells you that something went down and all this, and you have your own way of imagining how it all went down? See, I can tell you guys a story, and each and every one of you guys will have your own imagination of how your brain would bring up the images of how it happened. Well, guess what? Now we get to see how it really happened.
There's now some tape out there that's going to make the judge's case a whole lot more difficult.
How are you good people doing, my American brothers and sisters? Welcome to the channel. I am Ty Smith. You're watching my channel, Model Renaissance Man, in which I'm greatly appreciative of. Make sure that you guys are following me on the platforms that you see above and below. Click the thumbs up button there where my content can stay consistently recommended to you. And if and when you do subscribe to the channel, click the bell notification. That way you will be notified when I post a video, all right? Last but not least, don't forget to check out my other channel called Man, Husband, Father, where we talk about what it is to be a man, a husband, and a father, and it should go in that order. Follow me? Okay. So everything I'm telling you to do on this channel, do it on that one, all right? Appreciate it. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so we are going to be going back to this story that you guys all know that completely made this judge in Milwaukee go viral and completely criminal. Is when she completely caused a distraction for a criminal to escape, which just defies everything what it is to be a judge. You're supposed to be someone, you know what? I'm not going to rat too long on this right now because I want y'all to see this. This is crazy.
You know, these types of videotapes always make it more difficult for the defense. I spent much of my career as a criminal defense attorney, and that type of visual evidence makes it very difficult because there's no denying what occurred here. What the judge is trying to say is that she has immunity, that what she was doing as a judge. I find that pretty hard to understand. You know, if you are an NFL linebacker, you have a right to tackle people on the field. You don't have a right to go out in the parking lot and start tackling people. You had the same situation as a member of Congress. You had protections under speech and debate on what you said on the floor. But when you left the floor, you lost those special protections. This video shows that same line here. She first tells these agents to go speak to the chief judge. She falsely tells them that they cannot conduct an arrest in the hallway, which is not true. She tells them to go talk to the chief judge. And what does he say in response? He says, of course you can carry out the arrest in the hallway. So she was wrong. So she left her courtroom, and even though she was wearing a robe, that was not part of her courtroom. It was not part of her proceeding. She was facilitating someone's escape from federal authority. And I don't see how that fits into any judicial function.
Well, it certainly also made it more dangerous for those ICE officers. I mean, you're in a clean environment where the people there in the courthouse have been screened for weapons. But then once you're on the outside, I mean, they had to chase this guy down. What kind of punishment can this judge be facing? Can she be disbarred? Should she be disbarred if these allegations are true?
Well, Jason, one of the point you made initially should be amplified, because if you look at the end of that tape, what happens when he runs out of the building? He runs right in front of a car, and those agents that have to follow him in that traffic, what if the car had hit him? What if they hit an agent? That's what happens when you allow someone you facilitate their escape and move it into a public area. That's exactly what the agents wanted to avoid, because in a hallway in a courtroom, people you know are not armed. It's a closed space. You can prepare for it. Now, in terms of her punishment, quite frankly, I think this judge is hoping for jury nullification. I think she's hoping this is a very liberal district. She'll get a very favorable jury. She just got a remarkably favorable judge. She was assigned randomly a judge who was rebuked because he had written and said things publicly that were raw and political against Trump and against the conservatives on the Supreme Court. So I think she's certainly hoping that she's in a good district. She's not going to serve any jail time here. But the question is, what is the bar going to do about it? You know, when a judge earlier helped someone escape like this, the charges were dropped years later by the Biden administration. And the question is there going to be any real responsibility here?
Well, and that's where I have huge doubts about what the bar will actually do, because you're much closer to it than I am, but I just don't see these bars. I think they're kind of a joke. I don't think they ever really take up serious cases unless you can demonstrate that I'm wrong on that one.
No, and that it's been a real problem. And I've been critical of, for example, the New York bar in the past. These are bars that can have a very strong political influence. To me, this is a very clear-cut case that they have to draw a line. Another judge, as soon as Dugan was arrested, said, I'm going to do the same thing. And so that should be a red light for the courts and the bar.
What was that? Like, dude, you know what I really like about this? This stuff really is like some of the stuff you see in the movies and everything, right? I love how she thought she got a hold of all the federal agents when those cats was there dressed in all types of civilian clothing. But then for dudes to sit there and try to completely break out and run from them, and they had to run outside and catch them out there in the streets running, the judge is supposed to be someone who's supposed to uphold the law. The judge is supposed to be the ultimatum of what it is to rain down judgment on someone who committed a crime. But instead, because of, I don't know how this woke sickness, this Trump deranged syndrome nonsense got into people's mind subconsciously, she goes and do the very thing that she's supposed to be prosecuted. She goes and breaks the law by allowing a criminal to escape justice. Makes absolutely no sense. But I tell you right now that you guys seen all that footage, you cannot try to justify this woman at all. I don't care if you try to put, she helped a criminal escape. Plain and simple. How would she feel that if she, as a judge, rained down a sentence on a criminal who committed any type of crime that we might consider to be heinous, and then the police took the man back and then uncuffed him and said, go ahead and get the heck out of here? That judge would be pissed off, and she would send those cops to jail. She would sentence them to prison or jail. So the same thing should be done to her. I don't think she should just only lose her license, be disbarred, never be able to be a judge again. She should serve jail time for helping a criminal escape. Plain and simple. You disagree with it? Tell me why. Otherwise, y'all let me know what y'all think about all this. I'm glad you guys were able to see the footage so we can sit there and bring nothing more than 100% clarity to what she really did. It's like a movie played out right there. Let me know what y'all think by putting it in the comment section. Don't forget to do what y'all see in this animation right here. Please make sure y'all do that. This really helps the channel. And if you want to see the next video that I will be doing in order, it's going to be that one up there. Things I do as a variety as of yesterday will be right there. I am Ty Smith, Modern Renaissance Man, and I hope and pray that every last one of you have food, shelter, and clothing. Most of all, praying every last one of you guys in great health, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. God bless you all through Jesus.